True security comes from within, and it's often revealed not by what people do, but by what they consciously choose not to do. Genuinely secure individuals have developed a strong sense of self-worth and emotional stability that naturally eliminates toxic behaviors from their lives. They don't need to prove themselves through negative actions, seek validation through manipulation, or protect their ego through destructive patterns. This video explores 10 specific behaviors that secure people simply don't engage in, helping viewers identify areas for personal growth and understand what genuine confidence looks like in action. What if I told you that true security isn't about what you do, but about what you don't do? Today we're diving deep into the mindset of genuinely secure people by exploring 10 behaviors they simply refuse to practice. If you've ever wondered what separates confident, emotionally stable individuals from the rest, stick around because these insights might just transform how you see yourself and others. Let's get started. 1. Seeking constant validation. They don't fish for compliments or seek constant validation. Truly secure people don't need others to constantly affirm their worth. You won't catch them posting fishing for compliments content or constantly asking, "How do I look?" or "Was I good enough?" They've developed an internal compass for self-worth that doesn't require external batteries to keep running. While insecure people might post a selfie with, "Ugh, I look terrible," hoping for reassurance, secure individuals either genuinely appreciate themselves or simply don't post at all. They understand that real confidence comes from within, not from collecting likes and comments. This doesn't mean they don't appreciate genuine compliments, they just don't desperately hunt for them. 2. People-pleasing at their own expense. They don't sacrifice their values to please others. Secure people have learned one of life's most important lessons: you can't please everyone, and trying to do so will destroy your authenticity. They don't twist themselves into pretzels to make others happy at the expense of their own well-being or values. This means they can say no without feeling guilty, they can disagree without feeling anxious, and they can disappoint people without questioning their own worth. They understand that healthy relationships require two whole people, not one person constantly sacrificing themselves for another's comfort. They're kind and considerate, but never at the cost of losing themselves. 3. Comparing themselves to others. They don't engage in toxic comparison games. You won't find secure people scrolling through social media feeling worse about their lives, or constantly measuring their success against others. They've realized that comparison is truly the thief of joy, and they've chosen to opt out of that game entirely. Instead of thinking, "Why don't I have what they have?" they think, "Good for them," and focus on their own journey. They understand that everyone's path is different, everyone's behind the scenes is messy, and that social media highlights reels aren't reality. They celebrate others' successes without feeling diminished by them, because they know someone else's win doesn't make them a loser. 4. Gossiping and spreading negativity. Secure people don't need to make themselves feel bigger by making others smaller. You won't find them spreading rumors, talking behind people's backs, or engaging in toxic workplace gossip sessions. They understand that how you talk about others when they're not around says everything about your character. When conversation turns negative about someone else, secure people either redirect it, defend the person if appropriate, or simply excuse themselves from the conversation. They know that people who gossip to you will also gossip about you, and they don't want to be part of that cycle. They lift others up or stay quiet. 5. Holding grudges. They don't hold grudges or seek revenge. Here's something powerful about secure people: they forgive not because others deserve it, but because they deserve peace. They don't carry the heavy burden of resentment because they understand it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. This doesn't mean they're pushovers or that they forget boundaries. They can forgive someone while still protecting themselves from future harm. They just don't waste their precious mental energy replaying old hurts or plotting revenge. They process the pain, learn from it, set appropriate boundaries, and move forward. Their peace of mind is worth more than any satisfaction they might get from holding on to anger. 6. Oversharing for attention. They don't overshare personal information for attention. Secure people understand the difference between vulnerability and attention seeking. They don't dump their entire life story on new acquaintances or share intimate details with anyone who will listen just to feel seen or get sympathy. They share appropriately with trusted people in their inner circle, and they can be genuinely vulnerable in healthy relationships. But they don't use their trauma or personal struggles as conversational currency or as a way to manipulate others into caring about them. They respect both their own privacy and others' comfort levels, sharing meaningful details when it serves connection, not just when they need attention. 7. Making everything about themselves. They don't hijack conversations or make everything about them. When someone shares good news, secure people don't immediately jump in with, "Oh, that reminds me of when I." When someone shares a struggle, they don't respond with, "You think that's bad? Let me tell you about my problem." They can genuinely celebrate others without feeling threatened, and they can offer support without making it about their own experiences. They understand that sometimes the best thing you can offer someone is your full attention and presence, not your own stories or advice. They're secure enough to let others have their moment without needing to steal the spotlight. 8. Passive-aggressive behavior. They don't resort to passive-aggressive communication. Secure people don't give the silent treatment, make sarcastic comments, or leave cryptic social media posts hoping someone will decode their feelings. If they have an issue with someone, they address it directly and respectfully, or they let it go. They don't punish people for not being mind readers, and they don't expect others to guess what's wrong. They've learned that clear, honest communication is far more effective than dropping hints and hoping people will figure it out. They're not afraid of difficult conversations because they know that addressing issues head-on usually makes relationships stronger, not weaker. 9. Needing to be right all the time. They don't need to win every argument or be right all the time. Secure people can admit when they're wrong without feeling like their entire identity is threatened. They can say, "I hadn't thought of it that way," or, "You know what, you're right," without feeling diminished. They choose their battles wisely and understand that being right isn't always more important than being kind or maintaining relationships. They can disagree without being disagreeable, and they can change their minds when presented with new. Their self-worth isn't tied to being the smartest person in the room or winning every debate. 10. Playing the victim. They don't play the victim or blame others for everything. Finally, secure people take responsibility for their own lives. While they acknowledge when they've been genuinely wronged, they don't use victim mentality as a way to avoid accountability or manipulate others into giving them what they want. They understand the difference between being a victim of circumstances and having a victim mentality. They focus on what they can control and change rather than staying stuck in blame and resentment. They see themselves as the authors of their own story, not as characters in everyone else's drama. And there you have it, 10 behaviors that truly secure people simply don't practice. Remember, developing genuine security is a journey, not a destination. If you recognize yourself in some of these behaviors, don't worry, awareness is the first step toward growth. Which of these resonated most with you? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video helped you gain some insight, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on personal development and emotional intelligence. Until next time, keep growing.